we're going to imagine that this has drywall in it, because I have to imagine that there's a ceiling and there's an attic as well. So, well, where am I on the wall? So, well, I drill a hole first in the ceiling itself. Drill bit, like I say, about 3/8 or something other like that. Small drill bit. And I put it right to the edge, right center of where the plug or the switch is. Now, how you can find that is, let's say you're 5 foot, yeah. Let's say you're 5 foot from the wall. Take from the wall, go up to the ceiling, mark your 5 foot line, let's say, okay? So I'll take my drill and I will drill right through the ceiling. Not the wall, the ceiling. That way, I get a little piece of Romex, okay? And this is so I can, it's my guider, so I could find where it is, where the Romex is, or where it's gonna go down, where I need to drill from. So what I do, grab a piece of Romex, and I grab my cutters. These are side cutters, sharp right there. I pinch just a little bit and pull, and I pull, and the sheathing comes right off, okay? I use the white wire so I can see it better. Look at that. Okay, so my drill bit is just a little bit bigger than the wire itself. I don't know if you can see that. I'm able to run the wire straight up through the ceiling into the attic. So I would take it and I would push it through the hole I just drilled. Up, 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 up. Then that way, let's say this is the ceiling, you're crawling on top of it, you could see this wire from across the attic. So you put 3 or 4 feet if you wanted to. So now you know exactly where your hole's going to be drilled, okay? So let's say this is my view from the attic. I know that the stud, you're going to be able to see the stud right on top of it. It's a 2x4. So I know, I'm not going to drill from the top, it's a little high for me, but I know that I'm going to be in, want to be like halfway from it, from the outside, from the ceiling. So this thing was a guide. If I come over here, I know I'm not right over the box. I know where I drilled was right, where I drilled my hole for my wire is right above the box. So I'll pull it out or what have you, and just drill right there. Okay, my next step is to get my chain, small loop. Not too small, it's got to have a little bit of weight to it. This is a little big, but it's just so I can show you what I'm talking about when I say chain. I'm not sure the size of the loop, but just something with a little bit of substance to it. Some people may say, we'll get a thin chain, string or whatever, and put a bolt on the end. Well, if there's a wire running across it, bolt will get hung up. So I just take it, put my chain on, try to put it on one side of the wire, okay, like so, and tape my chain to the wire. I'm trying to make it look simple, but I'm trying to hold the wire back while trying to show you. But there you go. Tape it right to it, and tape a little bit extra on the end so it's going to taper through the wall. It won't be hung up on the Romex itself. And me, I always twist it at the end like so. That's called a buddy tap. That's so your buddy on the other end, when he tries to take it off, he's got a little tab to untwist it. He's got to twist it on himself and it untwists easily for him. So we're thinking about our buddy this time. Okay. Let me show you the next step. Now again, we're pretending we're in the attic. We're up top. We see the hole. We know where the hole is because we drilled it. And simply push the chain or let the chain fall down. I'd let it fall down a few feet past the plug. And how I know that is I usually, but I didn't do it here, is I put a piece of tape on the chain itself to mark, okay, I'm at 3-4 feet or what have you, okay? And then now, if we're looking inside the wall, there's our chain dangling right above the box, okay? All right. Right inside here, whoopsie, sorry. Over and push it. It'll generally pop out, okay? pop up semi-easily. Now, there's different kinds of boxes to use. One of the biggest things is having a steel box so you can secure the Romex, because as you see, if we had drywall up, we're not going to be able to staple this. Now, you could cut holes or what have you, cut holes above the box, above the wall, so you could grab it and fish it, but then the whole idea of this is fishing it so we don't have to cut those holes. So, okay, here's our next step, what we're going to do. Since we know where the box is and where we put our little guider hole, make sure that the hole is right above it. I just drilled the other hole just to show you. But we know that that's right above where the box is, because otherwise the chain will be too far out from the box. You can still grab it, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. So what I do is put a little hook in the Romex, what I already used before. Maybe not out so much, because I know that chain's going to be dangling right there. It could be past it. The whole idea is just to get it into the box, okay? Put it right up inside here. And in the wall, you know, you can feel it, or you just take it, spin it around. I don't know that I have that. Oh, I can feel the chain, and then I simply bring it in. Now, with a smaller chain, you can get it, but the whole idea is now I can see that chain in there. Now, it goes smoother with a lot smaller chain, but this is just to show you. Now, here's what I would do with this big of a chain. Okay, with my chain sitting there and I can see it in the back of the box, got a pair of needle nose pliers. Grab it. We know that the chain's on there, on the Romex. Pull it through. Yeah, right. Well, I'm holding this wire because sometimes when you tie that chain onto the Romex, the weight of the Romex simply pulls it right into the box. You know, it could get, let's say it gets held up on there. Well, that's why we tapered it with the tape, and then we pull it in. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes not. But you know, you play around with it a little bit, and then you just pull the wire in, simply, just like that. Nothing to it. So now you fish that wire from the ceiling into the box successfully. Now we've successfully fished a wire from the ceiling, or the attic rather, I'm sorry, into a plug or a switch, what have you. Now we have the power there. I told you to keep on watching, because now we're going to go from the box down into the basement, or if you want it from the basement, you want to pull it up to the box. It's the same thing, but in reverse. But I'm going to show you a little technique of drilling through, because you can't see the top of the stud from the basement because there's floorboards over it. That you can't see. But there's a technique that I use. I still use a drill, but I won't drill in through the floor, because with carpet, that drill bit catches a carpet, it'll pull that piece of yarn right, I mean, it'll a big long strip down your carpet. You're not gonna like it. Hardwood floors, you don't want to see it. So what I do is I drill through the baseboard at an angle, and that way it's just a little piece of white caulk, and boom, it's done. And we do the same technique through the wood with that Romex, and then we could see where we are in the basement. Again, we're using our imagination here. I don't have white baseboard and this and that. I'm going to show you how it would end up, the trajectory would end up with drilling through the baseboard, and how you would find out where your center of the stud, basically, so you could drill your hole up. All right? Well, here we are from that plug, okay? Or switch, what have you. And here's the bottom plate. Now, there's wood. Let's just say there's wood underneath here. I don't know where it is, because that's what your 2x4 sits on. Take your drill bit about an inch up, let's say, into your baseboard, and drill it at an angle, like a 45 or so. Carefully. Okay. Now, just hypothetical, we're looking down. Right there, we know where we came out. We know that we're into the just about the center of the bottom of the baseboard. So what would you do then? You would simply drill up, about, I don't know, you'd simply drill up, I don't know, maybe about half an inch or so as that penetrated, because you know you're not going to get into the center of the stud. I'd go like ½ inch in, and then I would drill my drill up, just like we did in the attic portion. Simple as that. have the same difference. Better chain this time. I marked how far the chain was from the box to the floor. Let's say it's 2 feet. You don't want too much pulling up, otherwise you can't get it out of the, you can't pull it through the hole. But same thing, you stuff the chain in through the hole. Flip it down until, boom, my tape stops it. There it is, there's my tape. And I know that my wall, or that my chain is right above where I need to be. Same technique as we did before. Put that from the basement. And we just twist it around, okay? And we pull it down, pull it through. See, with the weight, it pulled through on its own. We've got the Romex. We have the Romex still tied to it, but it's as simple as that. So